day 3 or 4 in Cebu and only 3 days left till my plane to Tokyo and then home to Canada. So it's a warm day in Cebu. The traffic is crazy busy. It's just non-stop, as you can see. The timer hasn't even changed to say it's time to cross the road. So yeah, I'll be here for a bit. So hey, why not do a vlog? So I had to get like 5,000 pesos, which is like, I don't know, $100 if I'm lucky, sent to me from another expat who bought my bar because I've run out of funds to make sure I can land and get back to Ottawa. I guess there's some hidden fee and a transfer in a terminal. So you want to have like maybe 100, 100 and a half. You want to have about 100 to 100 and a half just set aside for incidentals you're going to encounter when you're doing layovers and transferring between countries, because you might get the what we jokingly refer to as death by 1,000 cuts, where little hidden things pop up that weren't mentioned before. Now, I've never encountered any terminal fees in Tokyo, but my ticket says you may encounter terminal fees. Transferring from one terminal to the other. So I guess if they feel the need to put it on the ticket, then there's a good chance it's a possibility. But yeah, so I just covering my ass, making sure that I have that small amount extra, and so yeah. Little couple I'm walking behind here. And that's a bit of a big ass, so it's good in those shorts. And anyways, so yeah, it's just for incidentals, I guess. Plus, I want to make sure I have enough for the rental car when I get to Ottawa, because I get 3 different prices online. When I try and talk to them on the 1-800 number, they give me even different numbers, and they're way higher. So I don't know what the situation is, or if I'll even get a rental car. Maybe I'll land and they'll be like, nope. So in that case, I'll have to figure out how I'm getting the 115 kilometers from the airport to my physical residence. And I still also don't know what that's going to be like. A lot of people here who watched the blog probably watched a few of the other guys I watched. Sunshine Shoulders is one who also just went home. Black guy from Kentucky. And, he said he was culture shocked hard when he got there, because he's been over here for 6 years. And so much has changed back in the West. Well, he's right. I mean, I've only been here for a lot less, but I have that same anxiety that I'm worried about what is this going to be like going back to Canada after being here. Even though it's polluted, it's not in the sense like they sweep the streets. I haven't seen a needle on the ground since I've been here. There's guards everywhere, so there's no crime. Yeah, at night you see a few people sleeping on streets, but they're not like worthless drug addicts sleeping on streets. They're just poor people or migrant workers who are like, screw it, I'm not going to waste the money I send home to my family. I'm in a warm climate and I can sleep on a box. I mean, they sleep on a box at home. Like, a lot of these people don't have mattresses and all these modern amenities. Like I joked in one of my other videos, I would never have considered it okay before I left to like down base myself to live in a trailer park, in a trailer, blah, 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 or on my own property in my RV. But I'm fully prepared to do that now, rather than having to deal with any of the stresses of family and people that, might not necessarily be welcoming me home. But on the other note, I posted on my old business Facebook page, so I was coming back, and the response has been spectacular. Just so many orders coming in. I should be quite fluid quite quickly. I just need to suffer probably through 1 week of figuring things out. If sales are good enough, I'll just keep using a rental, because I figure, wear and tear on their vehicle rather than one of mine. Plus, like I said, in other posts people were following, my son's ruined most of my vehicles. Small things, oil dipstick here, brake there, tire here, you know. And I have a lot of crazy tools. I have a full auto shop at home, unless they've sold all that. But it's one of these things where I will check into that and just try and fix things myself as much as possible. Like the RV, I took the carburetor off and rebuilt it before I left. I never had a chance to put it back on, which is good because it means it's harder to sell the RV on me. But it also means that in the negative, 16 weather, going to be putting a carburetor on the truck, right? Not fun. Now, it's a modern carburetor, meaning like the later edition, so it's got all that environmental vacuuming hoses and special ERG valves and stuff. So it's not like 4 simple bolts and a gas line like on my rods, right? So it is what it is. But I also want to be driving everywhere in the RV. It's not exactly cheap on gas. It's a big block, right? So, but man, I'm going to be glad to be home to get some medicine for this pneumonia I've been suffering for like, going on 4 months now. I haven't been coughing up nasty phlegm a lot lately, but the air in Cebu is pretty bad for anybody with respiratory illnesses because it's very polluted. Like the other night there was a purple sky. And Jeannie, my guide, my accomplice over here, why is it purple? I had to explain to her, it's because you guys are really polluted here. Like, there's a lot of toxins in your air that shine through the moonlight and become purple. So, yeah. But, like I said, I'm really, really curious how it's going to be when I get back to Canada, how it's going to, socially. I don't know. I mean, I definitely have more self-discipline. That was one thing that Shoulders mentioned where, he's on the bus, they have assigned seating, and there was a couple that started getting in his face and they wanted to sit together but they didn't have assigned seats. And how the old him would have, been right back at him in their face. And luckily from the conditioning of living over here for 6 years, you really do learn how to temper yourself against unnecessary conflict, which is the exact opposite in the West, where you become conflictable even when you shouldn't be. So I'm curious to see, and I think that my family, my older son, will be a big test. We'll see how they respond and how they do things, and if they choose to be illogical, emotional, irrational, and how do I deal with that. So I really want my trip there to just be in and out, May to September. I'll sell a few things, like sell my boat, sell some of my antique cars, because the kids don't need them, they're not going to use them. Why should I leave them that? They already have houses and everything else that they have been ruining. And I'll set up a business, an outlet for my fish business, because I'm reasonably popular in that I kind of have a monopoly in my region. And my son just let that go fallow. That's why when I posted on the page, I've gotten such huge, amazing responses right away with so many ads, so many orders, because I had no competition. If you wanted quality seafood or fish, I was the only option who was still doing it by any standard that people who care and know fish want. Like, grocery store fish is dead at least 20 days by the time you're able to buy it. That's not fresh. So real fish eaters aren't eating that. It's kind of like over here, you don't get sushi grade salmon. They tell you it's sushi grade. No, not by my standards. So yeah, I'm sure just the sushi grade salmon alone, I'm going to go through 5 or 6 crates in the month of March. So, because it's very hard to find in Canada too, to be honest. So you can buy frozen stuff at like Asian supermarkets and stuff, but it's not, which is still better than what you can get here. I'll give them that. Here it's ridiculously impossible to get sushi grade salmon, and even quality normal salmon that's not in a can, because they just don't get the good stuff here. And that's why another thing I was really seriously debating doing is trying to set up the network for that here, become a salmon importer, because I think I could do very well with that. And it's one of those things where I maybe ship it to Cebu, and then use Cebu as my central point to ship it to other places in the Philippines. because I know I have people in Montreal, Canada who would ship it to me here. Pack it on ice, do all that fun stuff. I hate paying the idea of weight of ice though. But there's cold packs, there's other ways, you know, I've been in the industry long enough, I know other tricks, but just don't know if it would be profitable at the end. So those will all be things I'll be thinking about over the summer while I'm back. And I mean, I'm not going to have any streaming services or regular data if I'm living in an RV in a trailer park. Maybe just like phone data to like watch YouTube or whatever. So I'm going to have a lot of time to do actual logistical stuff, planning stuff. Of course, we have a franchise in Canada called Tim Hortons with free Wi-Fi. And I know a couple guys like live in their car. I tried to convince them to come over here. They're like, guy, you're living in your car there, and it goes winter, and you get pneumonia every year, and you die. Like, come on, just get your butt over here. And they won't. But they've been living in their car for so long. And yeah, like they poop at Tim Hortons. They use their Wi-Fi, or at McDonald's, you know, same sort of thing. These are large franchises that offer these things for free. So I'm assuming if I have an RV and I'm in a trailer park, obviously I'm going to have showers. I'm going to have a restroom. Because those things happen in trailer parks. They have separate buildings. You just hook up your machine. But for me, it's about having a place to park safely, lock things up. And my only concern, of course, is how safe is safe in these parks. Because obviously it's going to probably be other poor people who are prone to drug addiction, who are more likely to rob places that are left empty during the day just to see what's inside. Now, I'm not going to have anything. I'm only going to have some clothes, some dishes, small amounts of food. But if they're breaking in every few days to look, at least having wear and tear on the locks and the doors and the frames, and they smash windows and there's bugs. So I have a lot of concerns. And like I said, when I watched Sunshine Shoulders Back in America video, it just built up my anxiety more because now he's Chicago, he's Louisville, Kentucky, he's big, hardcore cities that, yeah, okay. But like, it was like that, getting like that, even in small towns in Canada. So I don't know. I don't know how it's going to be, and I'm concerned about it. And I find that I just don't want legal grief, and I'm not going to be the kind of guy who's ever going to hand over my wallet or contribute to any of their habits. Like, I'm not. I wasn't here. Little kids come up and ask me for coins, and they're actually poor and needing it, and I still say no. Like, I'm just not a sucker for charitable things. Like, I need charity. I'm the one struggling, right? That's why I'm going back, is to deal with tax issues. So, to get money to come back here. Now, yeah, when I come back, I'm not going to be struggling. Unless I'm a fool and I start parting with my money quickly, which I won't be. I'll go back to living a very frugal life like I was. And I'll make the 2 million peso minimum that I come back with last at least, 4 or 5 years. I just gotta be careful with it. And then, of course, the show will get done. And when the show's done, I need to be frugal anymore. So, well, I'm about to enter the mall, which was my destination. So as you guys know from Jen said, I just do these vlogs while I'm walking and alone. Oh my goodness, just delicious. Like, follow, subscribe.